Alrighty, we can start the cast. Good news and bad news for everybody. First, the good news, I'm back casting, so there is more CPL content coming in. Bad news is I'm not at the place where my usual setup is, and I forgot to take my headphones that don't have the static noise, so hopefully it's not too annoying. If it is, let me know in the chat and I can try and fix it for next cast. But anyway, oh yeah, the mic sounds good. Good. I remember a while back there was an issue with static noise with this mic, but if it's okay, that's good. And it's only going to get better because I will do stuff soon. Anyway, without further ado, we are casting preseason game week 1, group 33. And as you can see from our overlay, we've got Zakrom, Tarpman, Supperman, Zeski, and Bolt Eagle. All names that have been quite returning players in CPL 9, and I'm quite happy for all of them. So without any further ado, let's get into game number 1 with Zakrom versus Tarpman. It's gonna be a PVZ, and the map, as you all know and love, is gonna be Eclipse. Nope, it's gonna be Polypoid. Week 1 map is Polypoid, week 2 map is Eclipse, and we had some people messing up the maps, so please don't do it in future. Alrighty, and let's go into the game. And we've got Zakrom starting in the bottom left position, and ARK Tarpman in the top left position. Zakrom already had that blunder of a start where one of the probes hops over the mineral, yeah, the rebel probe. It's not ideal. I hate it when it happens. It's not a big thing, but it's a very easy way to get you triggered in game 1. And there is no game 2 this time. It's gonna be best of ones. That's how preseason works. And let's see the build that Zakrom is going for. The timing of the pylon tells me that's gonna be a 9K. But it may be that the pylon was also late. The probe seems to be going to build that gateway, so I think, yeah, it's gonna be 9 gateway. He's just trying to do a bit of optimization where the probe builds the pylon, goes back to my minerals, and they build a gateway with another probe, and now the probe is gonna see the Overlord, so Zakrom already knows where Tarpman is located. And the same goes for Tarpman, who is going for the very standard overpull. Still sends a drone to the third base. I wonder if that is gonna be the natural or the second hatchery that Tarpman is gonna place against the gateway expand, especially the 9 gateway. If you place your hatchery at your third base, you might be in a bit of a trouble because you want your lings to be, or your larvae to be, as close as possible together so that you can get these lings in case of a committed zealot aggression early on. And we do see Tarpman opting to go for the 3 lings right as the pool finishes. But meanwhile, Zakrom is not building a nexus or committing to the zealots as much. Zakrom is not moving out with the zealots and will instead have some probes pulled and build the forge. I wonder if he's gonna go even cannon before nexus. So if you're in Zakrom's shoes, you're not really feeling happy, and I'm not quite sure why he went for that opening, given that there was no Zealot aggression earlier on, and he went and built the forge anyways. The scouting probe is gonna die, unfortunately, and now Zakrom is in big time trouble, because not only is he playing from behind economically, but also cannot really scout what's going on with the Zerg. That Zerg gas timing was relatively standard, and it seems like Tarpman is just doing everything right so far, and Zakrom has somehow managed to get himself behind economically from the opening. That is a very good emote, Data. But yeah, thanks for coming in at the start of the cast. Good luck with whatever work you have. Zakrom being way too passive again, even going for the probe blocking, attacking its own pylon. No cannon built yet, and I wonder why that forge was even a thing. That probe is. So for those wondering, what is that probe doing? If you the workers do not have hold position on them, so if you want your probe to not be moving after it's been attacked, you can attack your own building or something like that, so that the probe stays in place. That said, when you have your zealots, you can just select your zealots and your probe and then click hold position, and yeah, exactly moderately issue. You only do that thing with attacking your own building if you don't have any attacking units. And it seems like Zakrom is just being very paranoid about a Ling counterattack, maybe because he hasn't seen the Lings yet. But regardless, he is quite safe over here, and that Stargate timing, as you can see, is a bit late, and that is also a factor of the fact that Zakrom went into that less than ideal, let's say, opening. But he's taking a very good engagement at the ramp, and Tarpman is failing to surround all these Zealots, and his Zealots are trading very effectively. I'm not even sure that Tarpman definitely had the link count to repel this and extra links, but not only did the Zealots kill almost all the links but one, but also they got one drone, so that is quite huge. Zakrom was in quite a bit spot before this attack, but after trading all his Zealots for these links and a drone, now Zakrom is in a good position, I would say. So the game is stabilizing, and it's still anybody's game. I would have said that definitely Tarpman had the advantage before, but not right now. Tarpman going for quick second gas. The Corsair is on its way. Yeah, Corsair is on its way already. But the Spire is done. And let's see if the Scourge will be able to intercept. The Overlord spotted the Corsair. However, the Scourge do not seem to be interested in trying to snipe that single Corsair, or at least not that pair of Scourge. Yeah, I was gonna say Tarpman should really abuse the fact that Zakrom still does not have a cannon near his target and potentially get that Corsair. That Scourge is gonna be very close to connect, but unfortunately both Scourges do not manage to connect. Only a single Scourge connects, which, as the Corsair recovers most of its shields, I think as soon as it's over 50 shields, 53 to be precise, it will survive another Scourge hit. Or was it 51? I think it's 51. Anyway, Tarpman going for a bit of a defensive style, putting down the 6 hatchery at third base. Yeah, the drone count is equal to the pro count. I think that is because Zakrom is going for the style where you halt your pro production at about 40. He's still a bit low, but if these gateways get going, he can do a reasonable job with about 40 to 45 probes and 8 gateways. Let's see what that stealth aggression is gonna do. Yeah, Zakrom had a bad opening, but the first Zeld attack kind of made up for it. These Hydras are positioned in a very nice location, so it's unlikely that this aggression is gonna do something. Theoretically, I think Zakrom was going for the right go and could have maybe tried to snipe that hatch, trading a few of the Zealots for the hatchery. But with the reinforcement Hydras, his choice of going back is not a bad choice, to be honest. There are not a lot of High Templars yet, and even the 3 that are out do not have storms. That is quite dangerous, because the Hydra army is huge for Tarpman, and the Zeld count is not that big, and if these 3 High Templars do not hit the storms of their lives, Tarpman can just end the game right here and right now. This is all kind of due to the opening that that Zakrom went for, as Chio also pointed out in the chat. Seems like Zakrom might be trying to position for a third base while also going Robo and Goon range. Let's see how is the attack gonna go for Zakrom. I don't think these elves have any chance whatsoever, especially with these lurkers on the high ground. And frankly, all the resources that Zakrom has spent taking are making it a lot risky for that third base to be placed right here. Because, again, currently Tarpman's army is huge. His drone count is insane for this stage of the game, and he's been really left to do unchecked whatever he wants to do. That is a really good storm connecting with all these lurkers, and somehow I don't know how the Zelds managed to get a single hit on each of these lurkers. And these storms are so good by Zakrom, it might not even matter. And with the first lurkers being sniped, these Zealots are basically reigning supreme. I think the Zealots have +2 attack already, which means that they will be hitting like trucks. Still, the Hydras have +1 attack of their own, so Zakrom really wants to have +1 armor to negate that upgrade for the Hydras, and a huge chunk of these Zealots could have just taken out the Hydra force that Tarpman was trying to intercept with, and yeah, just being more ahead. It was Hydra defense with a few lurkers, but the lurkers died super early on, so pretty much Hydra defense. third base is up, and Zakrom is saturating it with... Okay. Good amount of probes, yeah. Between these three bases, that's really what you want. In terms of saturation with the probe count that Zakrom has right now. But I don't necessarily agree with Zakrom's intention right here to keep committing on these third base and tarpman. These storms are catching again a lot of lurkers, but you cannot really rely on that, and Zakrom's gonna make me eat these words. He's keeping the zealots in the back nicely so that they don't die to a lot of lurkers, because, well, lurkers connect, that's what happens. But in cases like this, in the mid-game, the Protoss army is stronger in engagements if they are fighting head-on. The Zerg, however, has the defense advantage that if these lurkers have been positioned nicely, it's really hard for the Protoss force to break that. That's why the correct, quote-unquote, way of playing during this phase is to keep some pressure on the Zerg, to force them to try and position their lurkers defensively, while also scouting the map and checking all the other bases, because if Zakrom did that, he would discover this 5th base by Tarpman that is totally unprotected, and he can easily snipe that with just 5 to 6 zealots, while choking the Zerg force over here and not allowing any reinforcements to go to save the base. But it is really tricky. At that point, it's really intensive in terms of production for both of our players in this stage of the game. And yeah, as you can see, Zakrom has kind of missed its window of opportunity to take down this base. The lurkers are already being set up, and these drones are gonna try and do a bit of a SimCity right now so that the zealots cannot just jump on the lurkers. Get on. Meanwhile, Tarpman is going for a bit of a counterattack. The upgrades are equal for the Zerg and for the Protoss, and that is not really good news for the Protoss. Protoss usually wants to be at least one upgrade ahead of the Zerg if they're not going for the Sayer support or whatever. If their gas is going into upgrades, you really want to be ahead in upgrade in terms of the Zerg, otherwise well, the army's strength is equal for both players, and Protoss usually wants to take a bit of a better trades, because the Zerg has the unit count advantage almost every single time. A few zealots trying to scout for bases, but they are met by a force of links, and Zakrom is again trying to commit to that attacking on this high ground with these lurkers. Did a nice job breaking the first lurker, first row of lurkers, but there are more in the back, and all these high Templars are kind of taking 3 damage, and now it's only goons and Templars left over. So that's about the time when you really want to go back, and you don't really want to lose all your gas units, all your goons, your high Templar, and so on. And you want to keep reinforcing with these zealots, but Zakrom just had a bit of a macro blunder only right now. Again, going for these for the microcycle. The mineral only base is dead, which is good news for Zakrom, but I don't know if it was really worth it, spending all these forces just to break a single base. The lurkers that were set up here are no longer there. They went over to Nidus to try and help defend. Seems like Tarpman is gonna try and go for a counterattack at the 6 o'clock. perhaps tarpman is not yet aware, so a really nice position for your overlords, especially if the cross player is not going for heavy Serre force, is to place an overlord over here, one over here, and so on, just so you can keep scouting. Abuse the fact that the Protoss is not going for an air force that can repel your overlords easily. But yeah, tarpman just basically lost some mining time, and given that this position is so close to the natural or the main rallies, it's only a matter of time until it's retaken. All the observers are dead, and there are a lot of lurkers, so the Zealot army can simply not break this position. Not with that Nidus anyway, and without any observers, so that was a bit of a blunder. As I said, that base was very vulnerable earlier on, and Zakrom had a very realistic chance of taking it down, but right now I don't think so. Like, Zakrom needs some sort of a distraction and diversion tactics in order to be able to break one of these bases, because when Zergs decide to turtle, there's not really much you can do. Also, same goes for the Protoss later on in this matchup. If the Zerg lets the Protoss get to that stage where they can just set up some cannons with Reavers and High Templar, DT, Zealots, whatnot, it's really hard for the Zerg player to break that. But the Zerg has the chance to start turtling a lot earlier. And it seems like tarpman is already doing a good job with that. Will be macroing hard, or the upgrades. So all the evolution chambers, only one of them is currently active, which is a bit of a mistake by tarpman here. But I saw the filer with this force. Yeah, the filer is coming in, and that might be a good play. Yeah, so these Zealots are not going to be very effective right now. There is no need for Dark Swarm just yet. Oh my god, no observer again. That is... it's not going to be great for tarpman. I don't know, it's... tarpman definitely has the advantage right now and can topple Zakrom's forces, but at the same time tarpman was not on top of his upgrades and he's attacking with really small forces at a time. So tarpman is giving Zakrom a chance to come back in this game. But the economy for tarpman is so strong right now. Only the natural, realistically, is mined out. Whereas Zakrom really needs that base because the third base is... okay, it still has some minerals left, but the natural is mined out and the main is nearly empty as well. So unless Zakrom can hold that base, tarpman is simply winning this fight by starving Zakrom to death. Really nice swarm here by tarpman. Zealots are coming to intercept, and it seems like this attack is gonna be held, but at the same time tarpman is going with a huge rally of Zerg forces, and these Zealots are alone are not going to be cost effective enough for the trade. the Zerg will eventually overpower the Protoss in the engagement. That said, Zekrom is doing a very good job this time with macroing and keeping his macro cycles and reinforcements active. But Tarpman has brought a lot of lurkers. The spread is not great, and then the storms are able to kill most of them. But when the dust settles, links are just way too cost effective, and there are many links. Game was on top versus bottom, by the way, and both players still GG'd. That is very good. Right, so game number 1 from this group goes to Tarpman. So we've got Tarpman in the lead here. GG's indeed. Now bear with me while I set up the second game. So game number 2 is going to be between, let's see. Game number 2, we've got Supperman. Should we keep following Tarpman actually? Yeah, let's keep following Tarpman. Because as they were the winner of this series. So let's watch Tarpman versus Bolt Eagle, ZVZ. Tarpman will not make CPL 10 happen. Escalade might make CPL 10 happen. Alright, game number 2. I don't really like the yellow color. So we've got Tarpman again, the winner of the previous game, spawning here in the bottom right. And we've got Bold Eagle spawning in the bottom left. It's a ZVZ. So a lot of mutas, a lot of links. That's pretty much gonna be the game. Let's see what openings both of the players are gonna opt for. Both of them scouting the correct way, so going to the closest natural first. And fortunately for Bolt Eagle, that is gonna be a successful scout. And unfortunately for Tarpman, that's not gonna be a successful scout for him. So both players are now at 9 drones and are building overlords. So 9 pool is not going to be a thing, but we've got 9 gas for Bolt Eagle. Quite possibly it's going to be 9 gas into 9 pool. Meanwhile, Tarpman I think might be going for the 12 hatchery. Thank you, Hero, and welcome to the stream. So Tarpman is going for the 12 hatchery, no, 12 pool, whereas Bolt Eagle went for 9 gas into 12 pool as well. So definitely gas advantage is gonna go to Bolt Eagle, but at the same time, because Tarpman has been mining minerals with more drones for a longer time, they can afford to place down that hatchery. But Bolt Eagle sees all the forces of Tarpman, and I think Bodigo has a very tiny opening with the Zergs with speed. Speed is not done yet for Bodigo. The speed is on the way for Tarpman. So it really feels that Bodigo is going for that really fast mutas, but at the same time, Tarpman is gonna have a huge eco advantage, and he's not gonna be so far behind. Tarpman finally confirming where Bodigo is located. Sees that the lair was not quite done yet. So Tarpman right now knows that the Evo chamber and the trip conies might wait, or might be he can delay them. And realistically, I think even skipping them and opting to go for mutas of his own is gonna be just fine. And that seems to be the play by Tarpman. Bodigo has enough for 4 mutas, 5 mutas, enough gas for 5 mutas. Let's see if they will save enough larva to do so. Right now we've got 3 larvae available and the spire is almost done. That's gonna be 4 larvae and maybe a 5th larva right as the spire is done. Yeah, very, very nicely timed. The Overlord just pops, so all these 5 mutas are gonna be a thing. But at the same time, yeah, we've had Tarpman having that both Ling advantage and eco advantage and larva advantage for a long time, and the Tarpman will try to abuse that to the best of his ability. But the mutas are almost done, and that's gonna be the end of the window for Bolt Eagle to be afraid. The drones were doing nice drills, and there are 3 sunken, so none of these links will do any damage if the drone drills are on top. And we've got the mutas attacking right now the natural, killing all the drones there, while yeah, just the links of Tarpman did not really do a lot of damage. And it seems that with all the Scourge gone and Tarpman being... oh... Tarpman is close, has the 1 muta to try and snipe the weakened mutas of Bolt Eagle, but the Scourge connects are not really there as needed, and I feel that is gonna be a win for Bolt Eagle. Yeah, Tarpman gives up. A bit greedy from Tarpman this time. They definitely had the eco to keep playing this, but off we go to game number 3, and we've got 1 point for each for both of our Zergs in the groups so far. Let's go with game number 3. Let's keep the same pattern and follow the winner. So we're going into Bald Eagle versus Supperman, another PVZ. Okay, Supperman, one of these brace pickers. Still better than the Declared Weekly. Declared Weekly are the biggest offenders for the web app. The race pickers are fine. We've had them for a very long time. So Superman playing Protoss mainly, but avoids PvP and plays Terran against Protoss. And you'd wonder, isn't Terran supposed to be the weak matchup for in PvT? Well, nope, not really. So yeah, so Superman has a very good PvT as well, or TVP, I should say. Let's see what build again. The timing of the pylon makes me think that Superman is trying also to go for the gateway opener, but that probe scouting right after pylon tells me that it is most likely going to be forged. So the pylon was just late by a few seconds there. Not a huge deal, but annoying in the early game because you are supply blocked for longer than you should be. So confirming that Bald Eagle is not in one of the locations. Bald Eagle going for the gastric. I don't think the gastric. There was, I believe, a tutorial from Zero, the Korean pro, not the BSL organizer. And if I'm not mistaken, Zero said that going for the gastric is not really worth it unless you're planning to go for all in with links. Just because the amount of minerals that you're losing by canceling your extractor and then getting the drone back to mine is not really worth it. In the long run, to delay your overlords with 50 minerals. Superman sees that Bald Eagle had 6 links hatching and is building a second cannon before Nexus as a response. However, Bald Eagle does not yet know the location of Superman, excuse me. So the cannons are going to be ready in time, and the gateway is also going to be here. So the 6 links have no way of doing any damage whatsoever. It's 5 links only and 1 link for chase the probe, and Superman is confirming that there is no more links being built, so he shouldn't really be scared of a link attack, and I expect that one of these probes will also go away quite soon. Nexus not done yet. Should be completing any minute now. Usually it's with that kind of opener where you build the 2 cannons, it's around 4 minutes. For Superman, because he pulled both of these probes for a bit longer, it's gonna be, as you can see, 404, 405. That's the impact of a single probe, not mining. Superman trying to confirm what Bald Eagle's plan will be for the game, but Gold Eagle has these 2 links on the ramp and 2 more over here, so it's going to be quite difficult. I believe Supperman knows about the third base now, but does not really know that there are 5 hatcheries. But there's nothing else being hidden. Gold Eagle going for a gas trick again. Let's see what Supperman will go for now that the probe is dead and didn't really see anything. Hydro then being added after 5 hatcheries. Gold Eagle has good drone saturation for that phase of the game. Makes me wonder if he's gonna commit to the 973 right now, although there's a few hatcheries too many for a 973. I mean, you can still do it, but it's gonna be late and you're giving the prospector a lot of time. Yeah, so as we can see, Bodhi is just gonna forego that part of the game and he's gonna go for mass drone rather than trying to get a Hydro Force to knock down some of these buildings and potentially bust, but that doesn't happen all too often. A bit of a blunder by Gold Eagle to lose that one Overlord. Definitely had the Hydroden and Larva done on time to prevent that one Overlord being sniped. Another Overlord over here going down. These Hydras are not gonna move in an attempt to stop the Ceres from killing it, and that's gonna be very annoying for Gold Eagle, who has not yet built a lair. So with all these Hydras, and the Supperman committing to a lot of Corsairs, Tarpman has a very good chance of just ending the game with Hydras. What kind of trivia do you want us to play? I'm not super good with trivia. That's not trivia, that's tea. There were many bad peoples in week 1 and in week 2. That's the point of the league. We like bad players. We try to make them good players. Okay, StarCraft trivia. Do you know if mines explode under D-Web? What do you think? Yeah, we've got I don't know and a yes in the chat. But the answer is no, they do not. Mines cannot detonate under. No, they cannot. You should test that and let me know. I feel like they don't detonate. I'm not sure. You know that glitch where you can defuse mines or make them not do any damage if you're very close to unwalkable terrain when the mine detonates. I'm not sure if you can try and do the same if you're close to D-Web cloud. Try and make the mine not do any damage. But as I was saying, Bolt Eagle, going back to the game now, as I was saying, Bolt Eagle had a very nice chance to build so many Hydras with all these drones that he had, but he might have given the Protoss too much time now, because there are quite a few storms. There are 2 more left, and Bolt Eagle should snipe that wall before attempting to go in. But the third base is lost, and that's gonna be a game. GG by both players, and a nice win for Supperman. With the Zealot aggression, Bolt Eagle technically had the unit counts to repel all of the attacks, but a few, one too many bad decisions just ended up leading us in this state. So a win for every single player that we have casted. There is no player with 2 wins, is what I'm trying to say. And let's see the final person in the group that we have not seen yet, Zeski. So let's try and make a game again between Supperman and Zeski. Let's hope they played that one, and they did indeed. And we'll see if Supperman is going to be the first person in the group with 2 wins, or if all the players in the group except Zakrom will have a single win pinned on their scoreboard. So game number 2, as I said, is going to be between Zeski and Supperman. Supperman spawning in the bottom left corner as the Protoss player, and Zeski spawning in the top left corner as the Terran player. Zeski is quite good. Let me see what the chat was before going into the game. European laggy internet. Were there frame drops? Europe saying, if I de-web a minefield, can I just go through it? I think technically you will be allowed to, as long it will be possible as long as you avoid all the mines from clumping up and preventing you from going forward, because they are, you cannot pass through mines if they are in their interceptor mode. But also the mines will not detonate as long as you're under the D-web, and as long as you leave the D-web and the mine is near you, it will explode. So I think technically yes, you can, but it's gonna be difficult. Yeah, of course you cannot go for Ceres because you need scouts in PvT. That's definitely true. It's not true for anyone in Tier 3 and Tier 2. Definitely true for Tier 1 and Tier 0. But anyway, we've got Supperman already being annoying and scouting after the pylon. Luckily, managing to get a first scout and doing the gas steal, and Zeski's not gonna be super happy about that. Zeski's one of the newer players in CPL. I think CPL 9 was their first CPL, or maybe CPL 8 was. I remember playing them in CPL 9. No, this is CPL 9. In CPL 8, I remember playing them in CPL 8. And I feel at that point they were pretty new to the league. It was either their first or second time being. And they were also quite new to Brood War. That said, my PvT is horrendous, so they managed to win 2-1 against me. But Zeski is quite a good player, from Australia, if I'm not mistaken. Going for the End Scout. Also, Zeski is currently one of the casters. Zeski and Nebline are casting very often. Supperman going for the 3 Zealots. That's gonna be the end of the Zealot production for Supperman, but let's see how good the Marine Micro is, because there isn't really a Sim City for these Marines. Oh, such a nice block. First Zealot goes down, no problem, no Marines lost. So very well done by Zeski. I was thinking that Zeski's gonna throw a supply depot over here as well. But no, and the SimCity is great so far, because that supply is making your SCVs spawn a bit closer to your minerals. That supply, yeah, obviously blocking Zealots from going past that. And the CC and the barrack position that way are tight for Zealots. So really good SCV play by Zeski. I think with 5 Marines on top of the ramp, you can not have 2 SCVs here, but better safe than sorry for sure. Tarpman is gonna... Why do I keep saying Tarpman? Supperman is gonna try to do magic with 2 Zealots and a Dragoon, which is very possible, especially if Zeski is not careful. And I think Zeski might be going for the mind games. Let's see if these Zealots are gonna go up the ramp successfully. The SCVs are trying to prevent that. And Supperman knows that Zeski has 2 factories, which means that Zeski is not going to be planning to expand anytime soon. And he's going to go for big force with his 2 factories. So for Supperman, every single unit right now is precious, and he should try to not lose any units. There are 3 Dragoons on the map, and this one Vulture managed to sneak out, which is forcing the Dragoons to go back, because, well, if you don't know where the Vulture is... Oh! If you don't know where the Vulture is and the Vulture is out on the map, you really need to be protecting your probes. So right now, I'm not sure why Supperman is doing the reaction that he is right now, because he saw the 2 factories, so he knew Zeski was going for a big unit commitment, and despite that has delayed the 2nd and 3rd gate for so long. Only now is the 2nd gate operational, and these 3 goons are not going to be able to deal with this army yet. Interestingly, Zeski is going for siege mode before Vulture speed, which means that Zeski is just gonna try to set up a soft contain that might also end up closing the game with mines and siege tanks, rather than trying to just topple the Protoss forces very quickly and then sneaking speed vultures in each mineral line, which is also effective and annoying strategy. Zeski will try to build a bunker so that the Marines can have more support, 1 Dragoon at a time, and that Sim City that Supperman has built is making it difficult for Supperman to do anything. All three gateways are now trying to pump out units. The first observer is out, so that is going to be good against the mines. But siege mode is now done, and Zeski needs just one unit for vision, and then the siege tanks are going to deal with everything else. The bunker will be splashed down if the siege tanks are targeting the pylon, but that doesn't really matter right now. Supperman is in a very rough spot. Yeah, the only way that he can make something happen is with shuttles, but he hasn't been building any zealots yet. And Zeski's army is scary. That's... I thought Supperman is gonna have the correct reaction, because when the zealots were being aggressive, he managed to go up the ramp and scouted the two factories. But it seems that that's gonna be the end of the game, because Supperman is drilling to the natural where all the tanks are waiting. Meanwhile, the vultures are in Supperman's base near the mineral line, and yeah, Supperman is down to nine workers right now. So possibly thinking what went wrong this game. Trying to do a bit of a good play with the shuttle. But at this point, Zeski is just going to keep reinforcing, and eventually will break Supperman's unit. Yeah, GG by Zeski, by Supperman, and a very good game by both players. Again, the only thing was the lack of scouting, or the lack of a proper response after the scouting is what I meant to say. The counter is real. Is the higher the group number, the higher the MMR, or the lower? The groups with the higher the group number, the higher the MMR. So that is one of the higher groups right now. These are potentially the tier 0 players. They're more like borderline tier 1, tier 0. But yeah, I think some of the highest groups have been casted already. But no, group number is definitely an indicator for the MMR as well. It has been like that for many seasons now. We can realistically just keep you in a similar MMR with everyone else and then randomize the group number so that players don't really know how they fare in terms of MMR with the players from other groups, but I feel like this is too much. Anyway, so Zeski won this game. And let's keep the tradition, follow the winner. The other game that I have with Zeski is Tarpman and Zeski. So let's go with game number. I'm not even gonna try to remember what game it was. 4 or 5. And it's gonna be Tarpman and Zeski. So far, everyone everyone that I casted has a single win pinned on their scoreboard except Zakrom. So this is gonna be the match that will decide who is gonna be the first player that is gonna have 2 wins under their belt in this group. And it's gonna be a TVZ, Zeski, the winner from the last game, spawning in the bottom right, and Tarpman spawning in the top right. Tarpman showed us a very good TVZ against Zakrom in game number 1. And let's see what Zeski is gonna go for. Barracks on the low ground by Zeski. I think he's going for the 2 supply depots that are gonna just block off everything. And why not? If you're in a position when you can wall, you can wall. That's how it goes. I think it was Nayokan that said that, yeah, you should always wall if you can wall. Great caster for the BSL. Tarpman going for a 12 hatch into 12 pool. And scouting if Zeski's gonna try and go for some more aggressive build so that they know how many links they should be built out of the hatchery. Gladly Zeski, Tarpman will see that Zeski is not going for any particular crazy aggressive plays. That said, the barracks on the low ground and the pooled SCVs will enable Zeski to threaten bunker rush for the hatchery first. Tarpman really nice micro with these drones so far, managing to avoid one of them being sniped. So Zeski managed to find the weakened drone and snipe that. So 4 drones going down so far, but the bunker did not complete and the links are out. So the defense is definitely, well, the rush is definitely helped by Tarpman, but losing 4 drones and being forced to make 8 links is painful for Tarpman's economy. One of these Marines is on the wrong side of the SimCity, and that might not... Oh, that might have been a mistake that Tarpman can punish, especially if Tarpman went off to snipe this SCV, snipe the Marine, and then killed the supply depot that could not be repaired. That could have been a massive blunder and potentially a game-ending move. Artani said that he's surprised that he's mining gas. Who is he? Zeski or Tarpman? Well, you could go for a... Yeah. I mean, you can go for a hollow build or you don't mind gas. You're right. But I think Tarpman, despite losing all 4 drones, still thinks that he can take it to a macro game. And that's what he's trying to do. Meanwhile, we've got Zeski after that bunker rush going for a 1-1-1 with a lot of Marines. Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, here is your answer. I think the Hydrodam was placed out a bit later. Potentially when the layer was at 60% or so. So that now the Hydrodam is not completed as soon as the layer is also completed, but it seems like Tarpman is gonna go for that lurker plate. Or I think so, otherwise there is no real point going for the Hydra then before your fire, but no real fighting units. There are some links. No real fighting units, and a bad Sim City are going to allow Tarpman are going to allow Zeski to do a lot of damage. I wonder if, well, Zeski definitely did not see that there was no Spire, but he did see the Hydras. So he should be aware. Yeah. Tarpman might be thinking that, as Sertani says, that Zeski's gonna go for a mech build, when in reality Zeski's not really going for. Oh my god, creating a raid for an Overlord is not a deal that you want to do as a Terran player. Very nice spread. Link spread by Tartman. I wonder if... yeah, that's definitely not going to be a Hydra bust. But he's staying on 2 hatches for a very long... excuse me, on 3 hatches for too long, on two bases. And Zeski's force is formidable, and Tartman has not yet confirmed that this is not mech, not the Goliath build, not some other mech variant, but it's actually bioplay. And the forces that Tartman has right now will simply not stop that. Bottom left Overlord just sees... oh, okay. Sees medics and sees no expansion. But also there was that Overlord in the main base that saw the Marines steaming. So he knows that Academy and Academy upgrades have been going on. Yeah, Zoe says that Overlord sees everything but doesn't necessarily realize. I think that's why he had the Overlord in the main base. So he does know right now, but that might be a bit too late. As Zeski is currently going for the move out, scouting if there's a third base. There was no third base yet when Zeski scanned. So I think he's just gonna try to bust the natural, given that the third base is not there. Very, very strong force currently for our Terran player. Tarpman has these 2 lurkers on top of the ramp, which will be quite... oh my god. Zeski is trying to kill these lurkers one by one, or not one by one, but with the siege tanks, it's gonna kill all the lurkers. But it was a very good play by tarpman, forming all the lurkers on top of each other and placing an overlord on them so they cannot be irradiated. However, yeah, the two tanks and the Bioforce were too strong. So 2 games for Zeski right now. 2 points, and unfortunately that is all the Zeski games that we have, so we cannot follow the winner of the series again. As I said, Zeski plays in the Oceania time zone, so scheduling matches can be a bit tricky for European players, and Zakrom and Supperman are definitely EU time zone, or EU friendly at least. I'm not sure. Bolt Ego, I think, was somewhere in the Pacific. And yeah, I think these are all the players. So we've got, let's see what games do we have yet that have not been casted. Zakrom versus Tarpman, we casted this one. Supperman, Bolt Ego, we casted this one as well. Supperman and Zeski was casted. Zeski went with the tanks. Tarpman, Bolt Ego was also casted. Tarpman and Supperman is the last game that we have right now. So heading to our last game from that group. It's gonna be Tarpman versus Supperman. So we are going into game number whatever, our last game from the group. And we've got 2 IRK representatives that I don't know if they play a lot against each other, but we've got Supperman, and Tarpman. Tarpman spawning in the bottom left corner and Supperman spawning in the top left corner. Let's see if Supperman is gonna go for that forge opening again, or if he's gonna change it up a bit. The timing of this probe tells me that this is gonna be a forge. Let's see if that's the case. Yep. So the pylon this time was at a better timing. Interestingly, Supperman is not opting to scout the third base for the Overlord, as he did the previous game. So possibly Supperman and Tarpman have indeed played together, and Supperman might be expecting that Tarpman will not scout in the normal way. I saw the previous TVP that Supperman played. He also positioned his SimCity a bit closer to the Nexus. I wonder if that's the thing that Supperman just likes to do, or if this thing is a factor of just the pylons thing. Tarpman hiding the drone quite nicely so that the probe does not try to block it. Thank you, random Twitch bot, but I don't want to grow my channel. So all the viewers I need, all 7 of them. Right, so yeah, as you can see, Supperman this time scouted only 2 links, and as a result was not pulling probes and was not building a Nexus, so was not building a second cannon, so let's see what's going to be the Nexus timing. Remember last time when he built a second cannon and pulled the probe, it was at 4 minutes. At 4 minutes 5 seconds, and this time it's going to be a lot earlier, just because that second cannon was not built, and it's only 1 probe that's being pulled off. Supperman trying to see where the first 100 gas for Tarpman will go, and the Nexus is already done, and that's about 20 seconds earlier compared to the previous game. Just some nice trivia for you, Escalate. Supperman sees the layer building, will probably do another Psycho around the layer just to be absolutely sure that Tarpman is not going to cancel the layer and start the Hydra then, as some Zerg players do sometimes. That is very low saturation. Definitely can use a few more probes. Going to the natural. The rescout is going to be denied. But Supperman realistically already saw that the layer play, so he should know that he can play relatively safe. And go for the standard play rather than going for the absolute super safe way of adding 2, even 3 cannons before building your Ser or whatever. You only do that if you're really afraid of Hydra Bust. Drone saturation is very good for Tarpman. He has gotten away with murder only building 6 links for the whole game. But that is a result of the Forge opener. Usually when Protoss goes for it, there is just not a lot of pressure that you can apply to Zergs, and as a result this happens. Their drone count is very high, very early on. That was one of the reasons why Protoss players opted to go for and invented the gateway opener. You basically want to delay your Zerg opponent to be at the same probe count as you are, or as long as possible, because later on just Zergs have so many bases everywhere on the map, and will usually have more drones inevitably than you do as a probe. So their eco just goes crazy at some point, and you want to delay the breakpoint until their eco is just so good that they cannot be stopped. Supperman seems to like the Corsair builds. Last game against Tarpman we saw... what was the last game that Supperman played? Was it against Bolt Eagle? I think it was. He went for the CRTT play. Templar Archives now being done. 3 Corsairs are out. More Corsairs are built, and the +1 attack for the Ceres is also on the way. So Supperman build tells me that around 740, 745 he would like to move out with Zealots and 5 Ceres. Zealot with +1 and speed. Yeah. As I said, around 7:45. That's when it kicks in. Will be a few seconds later for Supperman that something delayed him with about 5 seconds to starting the speed upgrade. And now it's only 4 stairs. The 5th one was on the way. The stair production was also a bit delayed. But the idea is that of this attack is that Zelts can distract the Hydras for a long time, while the stairs are free to pick off the Overlords. And that thing here is why I want 5 stairs instead of 4. Just 5 stairs with +1 can pick off Scourge before they can connect. And right now that Tarpman defended Supperman's aggression very easily, and Supperman was relying on killing at least 4 to 5 Overlords with this, or some drones. But realistically only 1 Overlord and 1 drone right here were sniped. And these elves need to move, otherwise they will just be sacrificed. And Tarpman was very smartly splitting Hydra so that Zelts can now use this escape path. It seems like Supperman has no intention of trying to save these Zelts, which is scary right now because Tarpman has so many Hydras and he can build so many more. Oh, meanwhile, I missed the DT and Overlords. The DT has 4 kills already. That is very good, but it's not gonna be enough realistically. 5-7, okay. The DT going back, or the time that it took for Tarpman to get these Hydras, or get the Overlords in position so the Hydras can snipe the DT. Won Supperman 6 drones, which is not bad damage, but after losing that huge cell force with doing nothing, Supperman, I can't really say that Supperman is in a good position yet, because Tarpman can use this force and end the game quite easily right now. And I feel after the fort has been denied, that should be the play for Tarpman. Links are being built, and Hydras. Hive is being morphed, funnily enough. So these storms were a bit of a whip, but also they killed 1 lurker, and another one was nearly dead. Supperman trying to go for that backstab again, as he did last time when he was facing some pressure. But this time I feel it's not gonna be as effective. Okay, the Zelts are coming for surrounds, but there are lurkers in position already. Lurkers are not yet borrowed, and I wonder if Tarpman just forgot about these 2 lurkers. It would be unfortunate. Tarpman very wisely utilizing the high ground. It is so difficult for Pros to climb up that high ground when there are lurkers positions. Overlords are coming in, which means that these stairs might be sniped, and the lurkers should reign supreme very soon. So Supperman is in a very bad spot right now. Tarpman opting to set up a contain. I don't know about that. So Tarpman saw that Supperman had pretty much no High Templars after sniping most of them and after having the active fight. So in such a situation, their players often just go for the bust and kill the Protoss player right there, right then. That is definitely the correct play. Although Tarpman is setting up that contain, which is going to be really annoying for Supperman to deal with and to bust out if ever, while also taking a fort base quite comfortably, and most likely will add another hatchery over here. So Tarpman is just going for the when ahead, get more ahead playstyle. And I don't blame him. That's the certain way for victory. It's just that he had a window about 2 minutes ago as well to end the game that he didn't take. And Supperman is doing quite a good job to bust out from the contain that Tarpman has set up. In fact, Supperman might have done it. It might have broken out of the contain. There are a lot of lurkers that just managed to complete, but there is no support for these lurkers. The support for lurkers is only now arriving, but the lurkers, thankfully for Tarpman, have not been focused in the meantime. So I'm trying to set up for an additional base. I don't know, I feel like with the 4 bases that Tarpman already has set up, Supperman's best place to just go for 2 more gateways instead of Nexus and try to do some damage this way, because right now Supperman is very behind. Tarpman trying to finish the game with links only, which is definitely valid, especially when you have the crack upgrade. But these links have no upgrades yet, which is what's preventing the link from just dominating everything right now. But even still, there are so many links that it's gonna be a difficult situation for Supperman to handle. And the first defiler is out and the plague is being thrown, so yeah, pretty much the Supperman is in a very bad position, especially when there's defilers near your rally point. And goes for the GG, and that's it. Tarpman and Zeski with 2 wins from this group, and all the other players having a single win. Only Zakrom did not have many wins from that. Let's see what's the effect of it. And we go for some browser magic. So this was oh no, we cannot. Maybe I can log out. Okay. Let's go for some browser magic before I end the cast. So we had Zakrom previously in Group 33 and also in Group 33 of the second week. But of his opponents, both Eagle, Tarpman, and Seski, have advanced in a higher group. So that goes back to someone in the chat asking if the group number corresponds to your wins. Yep, it does. I had to log out, otherwise you'll see the MMR of all these players as well. But essentially, the more wins you get, the higher you go in the groups. And the funny thing about Group 45 was these players have such high MMR that last week when we were regenerating all the groups for week number 2, the week Group 45 for week 1 and week 2 was exactly the same, so we had to change some of the players just because these 5 players over there are beasts. 4 players, excuse me. Yeah, that's gonna be it. That's the end of the cast. If you have not signed up for CPL yet, go to the website that you see over here, cplbw.com, and follow the prompts there to join the league. If you have joined the league, that is week. We are currently in week 2. Week 2 ends of the preseason ends on Sunday, and after that there will be instructions. But essentially, the regular season will start from the New Year's. So we're taking a break for the Christmas holidays, and in the meantime, you can use this nice feature to find games. And I need to log in. I can do that. But you can use that nice feature to find games while the regular season has not started yet. So do that. And CPL 10, to escalate asking in the chat, CPL 10 will happen after CPL 9. You heard it here first. And that's all the commitments that I'm taking with CPL 10. All right, it's been a pleasure. See you next time for another cast. And we can cast someone. Is there someone casting Brood War right now, or streaming Brood War? Let's go with my huge army of 5 viewers to someone stream. There is DeWalt who's currently streaming. Ziki should be streaming as well, I feel. But can't see him, so I'm gonna host you to the vault.
Кто-то уже летит.
So let's go and break the vault. That's gonna be it for the cast today. Thank you all, and I'll see you in the next cast.